He wore faded hoodies, worn-out sneakers, and carried a backpack that looked like it had seen better days. To everyone at the prestigious university, Ethan was just another broke college student struggling to get by. Nobody sat near him, and nobody cared to know his name. But what absolutely no one knew was that Ethan wasn't a struggling student at all. He was the sole heir to a massive global tech empire, worth billions. Tired of fake friends and people who only loved his wealth, he had decided to live a double life, stripping himself of his luxury to see who would value him for who he truly was. For months, he was completely invisible. Until one rainy Tuesday afternoon, when Ethan was staring at a vending machine, pretending to search his pockets for spare change he purposely didn't carry. That was when she walked into his life, Maya. Maya was a student, but her life was nothing like the wealthy kids on campus. She worked exhausting shifts as a housemaid for a cruel elite family just to pay her tuition. She knew what real hunger felt like. Seeing Ethan staring helplessly at the machine, she didn't walk past him. Instead, she gently tapped his shoulder, smiled, and handed him half of her homemade sandwich. "Here," she said softly. "Studying on an empty stomach is the worst. I'm Maya." Ethan looked at the sandwich, then into her kind eyes. For the first time in his life, someone was giving him something with absolutely no hidden motives. That single moment changed everything. Before we dive deeper into how Ethan completely transformed Maya's life, I have a quick question for you. Our community is growing every single day, and we love seeing where our listeners are from. Drop a comment below and let me know. Also, if you love emotional, inspiring stories like this, please take a brief second to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. Now, let's get back to Ethan and Maya. As the weeks passed, Ethan and Maya became inseparable. Maya, believing Ethan was just as poor as she was, took him under her wing. She became his study partner, helping him understand complex economic theories. Ironic, considering Ethan already ran a multi-billion-dollar corporation. Whenever Maya got paid from her exhausting housemaid job, she would secretly buy an extra cup of coffee or a warm meal, insisting they split it. "We struggling students have to stick together," she would say with a laugh, unaware that the man sharing her $5 meal owned a private jet and a yacht. Ethan was deeply moved by her selflessness. He realized he had found the one thing money could never buy: true, unconditional love. After a year of dating, Ethan proposed with a simple, cheap silver ring. Maya cried tears of joy and said yes immediately. She didn't care about wealth. She just loved the kind, humble man she thought he was. However, Maya's employers, the wealthy family she worked for, found out about the engagement. They mocked her relentlessly. "A poor maid marrying a penniless back-row student," they laughed. "Your wedding will be an absolute joke." They even dared her to invite them, just so they could laugh at how cheap it would be. Maya, hurt but proud, handed them an invitation. Ethan knew everything. He saw the tears Maya tried to hide, and right then, he decided that the game of hide-and-seek was over. It was time for the billionaire in the back row to step into the light. He secretly contacted the most elite wedding planners, rented the grandest venue in the city, and ordered a custom designer gown studded with real diamonds. Maya thought they were having a tiny backyard ceremony, as Ethan told her a friend had lent them a nice space for the day. On the morning of the wedding, Maya was driven to the venue. When she stepped out, her jaw dropped. She wasn't in a backyard. She was standing in front of the grandest, most expensive palace ballroom in the country. As she walked down the aisle, completely breathless, she saw her cruel employers sitting in the front rows, their faces completely pale with shock. Next to them were governors, CEOs, and celebrities. And standing at the altar, looking sharp in a bespoke tuxedo surrounded by international media, was Ethan. He smiled at her, his eyes full of love, ready to give her the surprise of a lifetime. Ethan took Maya's trembling hands and smiled warmly. "There's something I need to tell you," he said softly. "Everything you believed about me was only part of the truth." The giant screens inside the ballroom suddenly lit up, displaying images of Ethan's global technology empire, private headquarters, and charitable foundations. Gasps filled the room as everyone realized who he really was. Maya stood frozen. Tears filled her eyes. You're the billionaire Ethan Carter?" she whispered. Ethan nodded. "I am. But before all of that, I'm still the same man who shared a sandwich with you in front of a vending machine. I hid my identity because I wanted to find someone who would love me for who I am, not for what I own." The room fell silent. Then Ethan knelt before her once more. "Out of all the people in the world, you were the only one who gave without expecting anything in return. You loved me when you thought I had nothing. That's why every fortune I have means nothing compared to you." Maya's tears streamed down her face as she pulled him into a tight embrace. "I don't care about the money," she cried. "I fell in love with the man who sat in the back row, wore old hoodies, and had the kindest heart I'd ever known." The guests erupted into applause. Across the room, Maya's former employers sat speechless, their faces burning with embarrassment. The woman they had mocked was now standing beside one of the wealthiest men on earth, but more importantly, beside a man who truly loved her. 5 years later, Ethan and Maya used their wealth to build scholarships, shelters, and education programs for thousands of struggling students. They never forgot where they came from. And whenever people asked Ethan how he found the love of his life, he would smile and say, "She gave me half of her sandwich when she thought I was poor." Because in the end, Maya didn't become a billionaire's wife because of luck. She became one because she was rich in the one thing that matters most: a kind heart. The end.